All right, we're in the Desert Dunes tournament. I'm in the practice session. I'm on hole number 3. Let's go check out hole number 3. What is hole number 3? Hole number 3 is at Jamal Dunes. Dreaded Dunes originally. If you're going to Golf Clash Notebook and checking it out. All right, let's see. Let me try and remember how to play this damn hole. Okay. I changed up how I was playing this hole. There are several ways to play it. This whole upper area up here, maybe if you're playing in the upper tours, but if you're playing a rookie, this is the fairway that we're looking at here. And originally when I was playing it, I was really trying to get all the way down into the end here, which would take some overpower. And there was, depending on the club that you're going to use, you could actually overpower it into the rough. But I think the last time that we played this hole, a buddy of mine named Dez got me hooked on a shot where we were basically just laying it up right here and coming at it with a sniper. And if I remember correctly, it wasn't much of an adjustment. Let me think. Let me put my thinking cap on here. I'm going to do this layup shot and see what kind of distance we have from here. I'm going to use a Titan and try and just get it over to that area. I can't remember if we were bouncing it over from here and coming over, or if we were actually starting on this side right here. I'm going to try and see if we can start off on this side and just get it up into this area. I think that's the way to go. But I think to get over here, you're definitely going to have to bring a big ball. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. And let me see if I can remember. Let's see if I can remember what the deal is. I'm going to take my number 1 bag. I'll switch to a Titan. Titan, the king of balls. That's right. Now, I know we were doing an adjustment here, and I know that it's downhill. But I can't remember exactly what that adjustment was. I can't remember if it was like 10%. It seemed like it was a plus adjustment. We'll have to see what feels right when we get down there. It might have been a 15%. It was somewhere in that range. If I can get an opponent. It's late here on the West Coast, so I'm going to get some Asian players. I'm really surprised that there's not, a lot of these games are dominated by Chinese players, but not quite as many in Golf Clash, unless you're on late at night. And I think I was bouncing it over. And I think the deal there is that in order to get to the other side, you really had to take some risks, because if you end up anywhere in the rough up here early, you're sunk. If you end up in the sand and you have a Spitfire, or if you end up in the rough way up there by the sand, you can recover. But if you end up early in the rough, like right there in the rough or anywhere up here early, you could be in a spot of bother. But I think if they've got a Nirvana in their bag, they should be all right from there. And this is probably better. Got plenty of room here with clubs, so I'm going to use an accurate club. Just try and get it up into that area. 4 miles an hour. I'm going to do a little bit of an overpull just because I'm going up against the headwind. So I'm going to do about a 20%. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. You're right. So you'd probably be able to do that if you had plenty of room right there on my red line. You might be able to do that with an upper developed QB, and a QB's got a little bit more topspin. So an extra mile would work really good there. I mean, any of the big hitting clubs, ideally you want to bring something that's got good ball guide. And I'm going to do, I know we were doing an adjustment here. I'm going to do a 15% adjustment. It seemed like it was 10 or 15% right in that neighborhood. I think we were doing a rough bump here. Were we doing a rough bump here? I think we were. Maybe. Might be one of those really long rough bumps. The deal is these holes came out originally, and anytime you got brand new holes, you're playing them one way, and you got to pick it. You got to pick your pony coming into the tournament, and then the second time you play them, you get a little bit better. Okay, there's max, there's min. So about mid club. Two five. It's about 3 rings. A little shy of 3. And I'm gonna not get it off. Hitting it perfect. Can't believe I got that off in time. And I'm gonna be a little bit to the right. I can get my ball guide aiming right at the hole. Just a little bit to the right. And you can see when I was trying to set it up there, a 3 side spin ball, a Kingmaker would have helped me out right there to give me a little bit more side spin, but it's one of those areas where you put on more side spin, and because of the terrain down here, it's actually making the tail go in the opposite direction. But if I remember correctly, we were using a Kingmaker here because of the side spin to get us on track, and that was with a 15% wind adjustment. And it ended up about where it was at. It might have been just a little teeny bit to the right of where I had it, but a 3 side spin ball might have helped me there. Maybe. And it could be just one of those things where it's counterintuitive. You think you need to move to the left in order to get it lined up, but you actually need to move it to the right. And if I had more side spin, I would have been able to pick it up where the ground was flat and be able to actually bring that back around to the cup. So I think on that hole, I'm going to stick with the 15% until I can get lined up right at it. But I definitely think switching to I'm going to write here on my notes 15%, and then I'm going to put a Kingmaker. As far as the drive goes, I kind of like where I was at. I actually could have been back where I was at. I was kind of in between min and mid. And so even if you were a little bit further back, if you had a QB and maybe the rod distance wasn't enough to get you up there, you'd probably be fine just hitting up into that area right there with a QB, and everybody's got a QB. And you're going to get a little bit better ball guides. If you've got an upper developed one, you're going to get a little bit more distance out of it, and that'll help you out. But got some good start notes for that hole. All right, that was hole number 3 of the Desert Dunes tournament in the practice round. Thanks for watching.